Time to see what the wizards are up to.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone. How are you? Thanks for joining us. We're excited to be here. First thing we wanted to say was thank you to everyone who supported us in the Kapow Kickstarter campaign. We were so excited. I know a lot of people were really excited that we hit the 100K goal and unlocked Worm, who's super creepy. Rob's super excited because, you know, he has this cool design things going on with that particular villain. So I think it's going to be super fun. I can't wait to play test him. So thank you for that. And, you know, for those of you who messaged me like 30 seconds after the campaign ended saying, oh no, I missed the campaign. It really does happen. I'm not making this up. We didn't immediately, but we do now have a late pledge available. So if you did miss the campaign and you're interested, the game is awesome. I know I've been saying that over and over, but like I really, really love this game, and I know I played a lot with the prototypes. I'm going to be playing a lot with it when I get it, and I'm going to be giving it out as a gift to a lot of people. So if you did miss it and you want to check it out, if you either go to the Kickstarter page or you go to our store, shop.whitewizardgames.com, you can purchase basically a late backer credit, which will just you'll be added into the pledge manager as if you had backed at the pledge manager tier, but you won't get any updates. So make sure you check in on the Kickstarter page if you do that, because you won't get automatically get all of the updates. We do email you occasionally, but so yeah, so that's that.
Yeah. So we unlocked at the very end of the campaign, we unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. We unlocked we unlocked Quintessa. We unlocked the extra blank gray faces, and we unlocked Worm. And actually, both Quintessa and Worm have mechanics that use those gray blank face for their mechanics. So that'll be a really neat thing for the Kickstarter backers, those Kickstarter exclusive characters. So.
I love Quintessa, and I'm thinking actually about getting a tattoo. Casey suggested it, and we were thinking maybe we
the art is
but if it wasn't
awesome.
unlocked, then it wouldn't really make sense.
Then you'd just be teasing everybody.
So I think I'm excited about that too. So we have a few exciting things we're talking about today. One is we are going to talk a little bit about future of Hero Realms. I know we've been asked a few times in the comments, and we've talked a little bit about it, but we're actually going to share some of the art from the new set. We're super excited. It's awesome. And then we're also going to be talking about Sorcerer Endbringer. Rob's been spending a lot of time playtesting and working on the new set. So he's going to give an update on that. And then we have a couple of Star Realms cards to share at the end as well. So, you know, if you're a Star Realms fan, we're not going to let you down. We'll share a couple things like that as well. And ask your questions throughout. At the end, we'll take questions. Sometimes we could take questions while we're talking, but if you have questions about anything, any of our product lines, even if I didn't just mention them, post them in the comments and we will take them either while we're talking or at the end. So, Rob, do you want to chat a little bit about the Hero Realms set? Do you want me to jump into art?
Sure. So we've got, we have, as people know, we've got Hero Realms digital stuff in the works, which we've talked about on multiple streams as people have asked about it. But we're also, the physical team is working on new Hero Realms sets. So we have a bunch of things that we have, we'll have a Kickstarter for next year, very soon. And we have of course, new campaign. So the third installment of the Thandar, the Rune of Thandar campaign. Very excited about that. Danny and Ben have continued their work on that. That's really exciting.
To leave you hanging at the end of each one, so that you can't wait for the next one.
And we have a new base set for Hero Realms. So this will be like a Colony Wars or Frontiers is for Star Realms, where basically you have a set that you can play as its own, completely on its own, or you can mix it with your original set. It gives you a lot more cards in the market deck, and we've got some art spoilers for that. So the first one I'm going to show you is I believe Elf Adventure, I think is the card name. But I really love this piece. Elf Explorer, sorry. And yeah, it's a really beautiful piece. And a lot of these cards are set in a dungeon exploring motif. So basically,
ooh, really?
Yeah. And next one we have is Making Camp, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Making Camp. And here we've got a group of adventurers and their pet dragon.
I liked how the dragon's like photobombing his head in.
Yeah, and the bard's playing away. Looks like one of the party members is not too excited about
it. I'm not sure what's happened. I couldn't say even if I did know.
And next piece here we have this is
my personal favorite,
Debbie's favorite, the Goblin Den Mother.
I just think she's very tough in a good way.
Yeah, and then one more piece of art to show you. We've got the Master of Traps. Yeah,
which I think he looks really cool.
So yeah, a lot of beautiful artwork and a whole bunch of new cards for your market deck for Hero Realms, and of course these will all be compatible with both PvP play and the campaign play. So it'll give you a lot of new play experiences for Hero Realms, and also we have new characters coming, which will be perhaps the most exciting part of the upcoming Kickstarter. We're not sharing any of those today. We'll have spoilers of those down the road. We did do social media contests, sort of getting ideas from people, like what characters you guys were all interested in.
We took a survey. So just in case everyone doesn't know already, we have a Facebook group for Hero Realms. It's called I think it's called Hero Realms Official Discussion Group, but Katie can post a link below. And in there, we posted a survey where we asked people. So we put a handful, of characters that may or may not have been the ones we were thinking we were going to work on. And then we allowed people to add more. And so there was a lot added and a lot of votes went in. And we did take that into account when we decided what were going to be the final characters for this new set. And, there'll be more over time, right? So, we'll have the chance to do that again. And yeah.
And of course, the new characters, we're going to make sure that they will be compatible with playing in the campaign play as well. So in addition to having new character packs, there will be adventure packs for those characters, which will contain their skill tree and all the magic items they can earn through playing through the campaign. So if you want to play them in the Ruin of Thandar campaign, you could swap them in. You'll also be able to play leveled up characters PvP, just like you can do if you've got the base set, the character packs, and the Thandar sets. You can do PvP where you say, all right, let's give each of us has 4 skill points to spend, and we'll get 2 random magic items, and you can play leveled up characters that way, or play your character from the campaign PvP from each other between your adventures.
Yeah, I like to do some more live streaming of Hero Realms play and just show how that works, because I'm not sure everyone's tried out using the level up on the PvP. I know when you're playing the campaign, it's obvious, like, oh, go do this and level up your character. But for PvP, you can also do that.
Yeah, all the upgraded skills and such they'll have the campaign side, and they'll have on the back a PvP side, so you can use them in PvP games or in the campaign stuff.
So this weekend we got a new member of our team.
Yeah.
A new little wizard. We don't have him here with us at the moment. We got a new puppy, and I went to go pick him up.
Yeah, he's
a lot of sanitizer and face masks. So while I was away, Rob had even more time to work on. That's what he does on his weekends.
Yeah. So so Peter Schultz has been very busy for months and months, working nonstop on the Sorcerer content, and I got to tell you, it is really awesome and just phenomenal artwork. Really interesting gameplay, and recently we actually updated our prototype. So we've been play testing, but sometimes the stuff that we play test with isn't the prettiest. We'll make nice versions for doing playthrough videos, but as we tweak and change things, we'll write on like piece of paper with Sharpie and just get the mechanics down.
Can't even read it.
But just like as long as we know what the things represent, it's fine. But it's always very exciting as a game developer to get the updated prototypes with all the art and and etc. So recently we had all the most recent, most updated versions printed from just a print on demand place to get us our prototypes up to snuff. And I've been playing with those. We can show the image here of the. So this is I laid the stuff out on the table and just thought it looked pretty impressive. So these are the Endbringer cards. You can see next to each of the oversized cards for creating your nemesis. There's a few cards which have their picture on it. Those are for those essence cards which you damage when you destroy them. They have an effect. So we've upgraded it so there's not a generic set of those. There are specific ones for each of those decks. So when you create your specific nemesis you're playing against, they'll have effects that get generated from those that relate to who you're fighting. So that was a really cool upgrade. You can see all the different horde decks there. So lots and lots of different monsters to fight against, all the different scenarios. So yeah, I've been I'm kicking the tires a bunch on that. So Peter's design is completely done, and we are testing now. And so right now we're in the process of testing. We wanted to have final looking product to test with, so we can make sure everything looks good, all the pieces work the way like we intend. And so we're going to be we're doing final balance testing. We're doing we'll be doing templating passes where we make sure things are written in the technically precise way for the game terminology, as opposed to our shorthand for conveying to ourselves what the things mean in the development process. Now we're obviously moving to ready for customer versions, and we've got flavor text to add to a few cards, that sort of thing. But we're very, very close to print ready on the Endbringer stuff. And Peter is currently working on new characters, the new character lineage and domain stuff that got unlocked during the Kickstarter campaign, doing the final touches on the designs of those, and he's going to be submitting those to the U.S. development team in the coming weeks. So we've got a whole bunch of fun coming with Sorcerer playtesting here in the office. So yeah, having a great time with it. And like I said, the artwork and such is just beautiful.
It looks amazing. Yeah, and this prototype looks fantastic. So Jake had a question. I don't know if you know the answer, if you want to sort of go over these over time, but are you able to reveal the names of the 4 man-eaters?
Yeah, so those are actually on the I believe they're on the Kickstarter page itself, but if they're not, I will I can do an update where we talk about all of them. I've been doing updates, and we're going to continue to do where we occasionally do an update where we talk about the man-eater or the horde, etc., and talk about their mechanics and show you some cards for those. So that's something we're going to continue to do. But let's see, do I have the cards here? I can show real quick,
I don't know
I'll
if
just
Peter's
answer
on, but
on.
he could
I can
also
answer on
type
stream
in if
right
he
now and
knows.
show. It won't be as pretty as when we have a graphic ones, but all right. Here is Hypnos.
I'm gonna go grab the puppy.
Okay, this is Hypnos. He has some really cool mechanics where you're fighting in the real world and the dream world at the same time. Here is Elric Khan. He has this rage mechanic, and he does a ton of damage. Let's see here. We've got Erich Khan, and he is opening up these dimensional gates. Got cool mechanics there where he's got these followers which are opening up gates, which will cause all kinds of nasty effects on various battlefields. And then finally we've got Zernabach here, who's got these nasty tentacles. So those are the four man-eaters that you can battle against. And this is another thing you can battle against, our mighty puppy. This is Teddy. He's
Like a little teddy bear.
He's our newest wizard. Yeah, so he's been a lot of fun. The kids have been having a blast with this guy.
He's so fluffy. Yeah. We've just had him since yesterday, Sunday night.
Yeah, so so that's the stuff we've got coming up for Sorcerer. Like I said, we're doing tons of Sorcerer testing, and looping back to Kapow for a second. We have we've been doing design on the solo play for those guys. I'm about to hand off a couple more of those to the Kapow team to test. So I'm doing the design for the solo play, and the designers of Kapow are going to be doing development and testing and making sure that the stuff I'm doing for those is fun. So I'm really excited about the solo play for Kapow as well.
And I stepped out, but I don't know if you found the names. But Peter posted the names of the man-eaters.
Yeah, and I showed him as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of positive comments about Teddy. So yeah, I think Teddy should be on a card also. Sabrina, our daughter, was suggesting we have like Teddy turning into a werewolf or something. She really loves werewolves. Okay, so I think we have a couple of star realms. Let me just see if there was any questions that came up. We had some positive comments. People like hearing the updates. I'll pop into a couple star realms cards. And if anyone has questions about anything else, feel free to.
Okay, so we have a couple more card reveals from our upcoming Star Realms High Alert set. This is from these are tech cards. So the way the tech works is it comes up in the market and you can buy it. When you buy it, it goes directly into play. It doesn't go into your discard pile. It's kind of like a hero in that way, where it goes directly into play. And then, like a base, once per turn, you can activate your tech. And usually that involves cost in trade. So basically, having the tech gives you a permanent ability that you can use once a turn. So there's this really interesting thing with tech where late in the game, tech is incredibly awesome because you're probably not the game's not gonna last long enough for the stuff you're buying to make it back around for you to draw again. And so the tech is amazing because it comes right into play. You can pay your trade to activate. You don't really need your trade for buying stuff if you're late enough in the game. So the laser it gives you damage, and the shield here can gain you authority. So these are examples of some inexpensive tech. There's also stuff that's more expensive, tougher to activate. And the tech gives you this really interesting decision point in that in the early game, the tech's questionable because you probably want to be spending your trade to improve your deck. In the late game, the tech is absolutely amazing. You just love to have it. And so there's this, when there's tech on the table in the early game, there's this sort of point of like, okay, do I want to buy it now and invest and have this available to later in the game, even though I probably won't be activating it for a while? Do I leave it and buy cards to improve my deck? And knowing when that sort of transition point happens is a big deal when playing with tech.
Oh, someone says they see a cat. He does actually act like a cat.
Can you believe it? They're calling you a cat. We also have some frustrating news. We just heard from our printer that was supposed to have the Epic Jungle and High Alert stuff ready for shipping in like 2 weeks from now. They've pushed their date back like 6 weeks to the end of January. We don't yet know why. We've sent a bunch of angry emails and are working through it. I apologize for the delay. I know we were already late, and this is making us even later, and I'm really frustrated about it. But unfortunately, we're at the mercy of the printer at this point. So, but you can we'll be doing updates on the Kickstarter, of course, and certainly can ask questions there. But we'll be doing an update and letting you know.
Yeah, I hope we get more information on that. And then someone asked about the German reprint. I don't have a date on that, but I will try to get something for you next week, or maybe within the next couple of weeks. I will try to get a date for you on that.
Yeah,
we are working on that.
Yeah. So basically, we have our games in multiple languages, and we're in the process of reprinting a bunch of stuff in German.
Peter, I like your new profile picture. Okay, so we have another question here. What's the plans with Epic for the long term? Will you keep creating new expansions?
So we have obviously the Epic digital app, and for that we have the ability to create individual cards fairly easily, so right now we don't have any large sets in the works, although we do have a couple individual cards we're making. There's one where we teamed up with another company where we cross promoted. What'll probably end up happening is new cards will once we get caught up with all the existing sets, as we are creating new cards for various promotions and such. They'll release in the app, and then we'll probably have like a physical pack of those that come out. So we don't have a large.
We have some in the queue for like Legend Series winners.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so we definitely have quite a few cards.
So we don't have any large sets in the works right now, but we have a bunch of individual cards that we're working on that will likely end up in pack form as opposed to in a big deck. But we don't have a large set on the in our planning for 2021 for Epic. But as I said, individual cards, and of course catching up with the existing sets in the digital app.
So
and of course we have tons of content about to roll out with Jungle. The Jungle's been renamed to Guardians of Goanna. We've got the Lost Tribe packs and the duels. So we've got a absolute ton of new content coming out very shortly to Kickstarter backers, and then eventually that'll make its way to the app and of course into game stores.
Yeah. And my answer to that would be like, we love Epic. So, I think that there'll always over time be additional cards on Epic. The team loves to play Epic, and just like, it's one of our very special children. Not a child, literally, but you know what I mean. So thanks for asking about that. Okay, this is an interesting question. what's your favorite non-White Wizard games? Most games that hit my table are White Wizard, but curious what you guys also play. So most of the games that hit my table are White Wizard games also, but we can talk about, I don't know if you have any you want to talk about. I can talk about something.
Yeah, so I still
get some ideas from behind us.
So personally, I still play Magic, and that's probably my favorite game ever that wasn't something that I worked on. That's definitely on the list. And there are a lot of games that I've played a ton and have been influential in my life that I don't play a lot currently. Like when I was young, I played a lot of D&D, a lot of Axis and Allies, and Risk. Played a lot of Titan back in the day, and Settlers and etc. We played a bunch of other games with the family as well. Like Debbie's been great about sort of getting a lot of new games for us to try out.
We have so many games. I'd say ones that we've played, because I think the most interesting ones are ones that we've played over and over. So we played a lot of games, once or twice. So like Quacks is a game. I picked it up. It was a Spiel des Jahres winner. So I was like, I always like to try the games that have won the very famous awards. And I picked it up at a convention from North Star. I love those guys. And that game we've played multiple times. And I actually picked up the Witch expansion. I haven't played it yet. But what I like about it is it's fun. It's, there's some luck, there's some strategy, but it's always fun. You never really know who's going to win. So it's I think a lot different than our games, but it's a nice kind of casual game to play of hey, let's play a game and do something fun. I think that's a great one for the holidays. Like if you are, I know not everyone's seeing people, but if you're seeing people or you want to play with your family who aren't as intense into gaming, it can be fun for people who are experienced gamers, but also not so tough on the rules. Like I really like player aids, and you have your little board in your area, and I find it very easy to follow along and still can just kind of chit chat. I like a game that I can chit chat and talk about stuff while I'm playing. Rob likes to plan ahead 10 turns, so if we play Tiny Towns or Splendor, which we've played both of those multiple times, he's thinking a lot about his turns and what he wants to do. And I'm just I think I'll buy all the taverns, and so we have, and in the house, we have a lot of different style of gamers as well. I know two of our kids at least are excited this week. There's a game coming out, Cyberpunk. Can't remember the year. It's 2077. So, which is a video game. And I'm thinking about getting that so that I have something to talk to those two kids about. Because that's all they're
join them in the virtual world.
That's probably all they're. It's a single player game, but that's a game that people have been waiting for many years. So we do also try out video games. Three of our other kids, not those two, are very interested in. They like Among Us, and they play Among Us a lot, which is also as a mobile device game. You can play it on Steam or on your phone, and that one is really simple.
I saw a question pop up about Arkham Horror. That is a game that I don't know if I've played the version that you're asking about, but there was an Arkham Horror board game that I played a ton of many years ago.
I have not played Arkham Horror. Oh, it looks like Peter's. But if there's games you recommend to us to play, I'm always looking for new games to play. So you can totally recommend. Oh, Ian's excited about Cyberpunk. Cool. Yeah, I posted on Twitter who else is going to be playing this game, and nobody responded. So I was I guess board gamers don't get into the video game hype. I don't know, because most of my friends are either from the tech or the board game industry. Let's see. Peter likes a lot of Vampire: The Eternal Struggle.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Oh yeah, I played a lot of that one.
Patchwork. So I have Patchwork and I haven't played it. It comes up a lot when people ask what are the top 2-player games, and we're mentioned a lot and Patchwork's mentioned a lot. So I really do want to play it, but I haven't had a chance to play that yet. I'm trying to think of other games that we've played recently that we really liked. I really like Quirky Circuits, and Rob and myself and CJ have played with that game. It's really silly but super fun. You're like, it's multiple different games within one game, and I just really like the themes. I think it's really cool. I think it's really well designed. Yeah, and I don't mind talking about other people's games. I've actually thought about, should we talk about other people's games? Calico I just got. So I love cat games. I haven't played it, but I bought it. And that's on I actually was hoping to play it over Thanksgiving weekend, because sometimes when we have a holiday, it's when we can like carve out a bunch of hours, but I didn't end up getting it to the table, but it looks adorable. And I've heard it's really, really good. We tried the latest stuff from Magic Rob, like Zendikar Rising or Jumpstart.
I've played a bunch of Zendikar. I play on Arena now. Of course, can't really play anywhere else right now. And I played a bunch of the Zendikar Rising. I haven't tried the Jumpstart. I'm not sure what that is. And yeah, basically been doing a bunch of drafts and some, and some constructed. I was able to. I haven't been very busy recently, so I actually haven't played in the past couple of weeks, but recent season I played enough to get up to the Mythic and the draft and the constructed. So
he's just kind of pretty recently gotten back into playing it digitally. So I never see him, so that's why we can't play any board games. I was like, where'd Rob go? Oh, he's in his office playing Magic. So, but yeah, now usually when we have holidays or vacations is when we get a lot more board gaming in. But sadly, we haven't had any time on. Well, we haven't traveled, and when we travel, we play games at conventions. Yeah. Like we'll play Star Realm sometimes, in the convention hall if there's an empty slot, just for fun during our lunch hour. But yeah, we've been working a lot of hours and we haven't been traveling, so we haven't played as much, but yeah. Will you ever bring a game that is multiplayer just accidentally click that out, from start instead of 1v1 and then ruled for so basically, will we ever design a game that's inherently multiplayer, not a two-player game?
Yes.
Most of our games are designed to be two-player games, and then we also have multiplayer options.
So I'm a big fan of two-player strategy games. That's one of my favorite. Oh, absolutely. It's one of my all-time favorite game types. But I play a ton of different games. Peter also big fan of many different game types, and we definitely have games that on our short list that are designed for multiplayer from the get-go, but as opposed to games that start as two-player PvP and go from there.
Oh, Katie told me Calico was awesome. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which convention do you miss the most?
Oh, man.
For Katie, I miss the Wild Beaver. That's the little hanger. I guess Gen Con. Yeah, Gen Con.
So, I mean, the thing I miss most about conventions in general is just seeing all the players, all the other game producers, basically all our friends, getting together at the shows. Definitely, it's, they're all super fun. I think I probably missed Spiel the most, in that Debbie and I usually take a little vacation around that and go to Europe, spend some time in Amsterdam, and then go to the show, so we can both, hang out with our friends at the convention. Often we meet up with some people in Amsterdam before the show, and we get to, just have a little decompress time. So miss that a lot. Missing, and of course, Origins and Gen Con, we see a ton of people there. So missing those. I've got some friends out on the West Coast that I see for when I go out to PAX West. So yeah, just all of them. All of them.
Yeah, I miss all of them. I for us, so I think most people know this, we have a large family. We have, 7 children and now 2 dogs. We didn't have dogs before COVID because we travel a lot. Well, we did have a dog. Our dog passed away, but we now have added 2 dogs to our family. So we have a lot going on at our house. So when we travel, it's, even though a lot of people look at conventions as like, wow, you have to like work your butt off and you're working all day and then you do events at night. And then like, you're hanging out and everyone's there's a lot of business talk in the evenings too, some of the time. But for us, it's like an escape of, we go and we have, just adult time and, spend time together. We carve out time to play games and to see our friends and, and visit our friends outside of the convention as well. Because in most of the places we go to, we have friends. So it's just really, really cool. So yeah, we do really miss that. And we'll be planning for whenever the shows start up again to hit the next show. And it has been really nice though to be home and be able to do things like get a puppy, because we know we're going to be home to train the puppy. And then it was so fun, we got a second puppy. So, and to just we have been spending a lot more time at home. So we did things like do more vegetable gardening this summer and help the kids with some special projects. So that's been really, really cool for us. I think there's more questions. Someone asked about games. When someone proposed a game for you, how far along does it need to be? So I'll let you answer that, Rob. There it is.
So we have a pretty full production schedule. Like we've got all of 2021 planned out, and into going into 2022. So generally speaking, the closer to print ready a game is, the more likely it is for us to take a serious look at it, because it would mean less ramping up time for us. However, if the game mechanics and the play is awesome enough, we obviously have a very experienced crew for doing art and graphic design and all those other pieces. So we could look at something, I'll look at things that are in, drawn out with Sharpie, all the way up to things that look like they could be an already published game that, people have, put together on GameCrafter or whatever. But if it's basically ready to print, it's much more likely to be able to hop up, into our queue.
Do you have? Oh, you want your turn?
Well, stealing back. Come on, Teddy.
So do you have any idea to expand the scale of Star Realms, like war game or root game? So I think what they're saying is like a board game.
Yeah. So we've that's something we've definitely looked at. Have some interest in, like, the Star Realms universe is really cool. We obviously have lots of great art and stuff for it. So we've looked at, like, potentially doing like, a board game with minis in the Star Realms universe, or, those sorts of things. So basically, it's something that we've looked at. We don't have there's nothing in the works for 2021 along those lines, but it is something that we've thought a lot about.
What's your favorite Star Realms mechanic?
I think
that has only been that has only been in one set.
Oh, wow. I don't know. My answer was gonna be the scrap mechanic, like basically the when in development of Star Realms, when we basically added the ability to scrap cards for effects. That created some really, really interesting dynamics within the game, and that it's just a phenomenal design tool for making the for balancing certain effects, making things interesting. For example, some of our early versions, we struggled with having too much discard in the set, which can be no fun on the receiving end. So like having certain cards scrap to have a discard effect allows to have those really powerful discard turns. You chewing on my beard? The powerful discard turns, but have it be like a one-time thing. But as far as mechanics, it only showed up in one set. I think maybe the Colony Wars cards that, you know, when you play cards of their faction, they can come directly into your hand. I think that's probably my favorite. But
I like Stealth Needle, but I guess that's not like.
Oh, the copy mechanic. Yeah, well, we've used that, and
I was like, oh, this is only in one set. I don't know what's only in one set. So, giving us the hard questions. Are there any Star Realms cards that can remove heroes from play?
No.
And if no, is that something you could do? Because this person wants to get rid of those heroes off the board.
We thought about potentially doing some kind of like assassin card or something along those lines. But currently there's no card that can remove a hero. So if you buy a hero, you can just plan and know, hey, this thing's going to be available to me whenever I need it. So.
And tech, is there any way to get rid of tech?
No, there's currently no way to get rid of tech. So basically, you buy tech, you just have that unlocked and can do that for the rest of the game.
What are your favorite top 3 cards? Top 1 or top 3? I'm sure you can probably name top 3 cards in Epic.
Sure. So it's not necessarily a powerful card, but I really love Thundarus as the big dragon that makes other dragons more powerful. He's it's unbanishable, airborne. Not exactly a constructed rock star because it doesn't like draw you cards when it comes into play or have effects like that. But that card's just a lot of fun to play around with. Playing dragon decks, etc. I love Raging T-Rex. And when I'm drafting and such, I really like to have threats that I can play and draw cards at the same time. So, and green is the Wild faction is very good at that. Cards like Triceratops or Mythic Monster. But the T-Rex is. I like a lot because, well, obviously, I love dinosaurs. Being able to draw 2 cards for one is a pretty powerful effect, and also thematically, the T-Rex is it's such a cool giant dinosaur, and then from a purely design flavor perspective, I really like the Chomp card from the base set. It does 12 damage to a champion, and it basically has art of T-Rex coming in and eating a guy. And when you play it, it gives all your dinosaurs bonus for the turn. So just envision the cheerleading squad of dinosaurs getting excited when one of their guys eats somebody.
So there was a kind of a conversation in the chat going on between Peter and Edward about maybe playing Sorcerer and streaming it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That would be fantastic. I want to just mention, I know I've mentioned this before, that we have a few of our games. Obviously, we have the Star Realms and the Epic apps if you want to play those games. They're digital apps and they're great. But we also do have now Sorcerer and Kapow and Hero Realms on Tabletop Simulator for Sorcerer and Kapow, and Hero Realms on Tabletopia. And the people that put those on the platforms, I know Hopton's on here, did a great job. So if you want to try those out, if anyone's interested in streaming or even just playing, like I actually need more practice with the platform. So we also have a Discord channel. So if people want to pop in there and be like, hey, anyone want to play, it might be one of us. It might just be anyone else hanging out in Discord. The Discord's gotten much more active since, COVID, and we're all at home on our computers is the only way to talk to each other now. If you want to stream with your friends and you are interested in us streaming what you're streaming, we can host you on our channel. Or, some people have stream directly on our channel. If you don't have your own channel, I can also host you. So say you have your own channel, we can host you. So if someone subscribed to our channel, it pops up. So like last night, Royal Gaviola was playing Star Realms. He contacted me. He said he was playing Star Realms with this person who he had a guest on, and he wanted to play Star Realms. And I said, yeah, that's fantastic. And I'm like, I'd like to promote it. So we hosted him on our Twitch channel. So it's probably a video on there if you're interested in seeing that. But if people are streaming, just send me a message. Oh, my battery's low. I guess. Do I have a plug here? We might have to end really quickly here.
Yeah.
But I'm always interested in, if you're interested in seeing people play our game, subscribe on the Twitch channel, because when I know someone's streaming, there's quite a few awesome, super fun Star Realm streamers that I've been hosting. So that it's super fun to watch them. They're really fun. So I recommend you subscribe to us if you are a Twitch watcher. And if you're a streamer and you're interested, just reach out to me.
I feel like I could be a maniacal villain here.
Yeah, I'm feeling like, I agree that it could be a villain's familiar. Any update on the legendary commander decks in the Star Realms app?
They are in progress. The digital team is working on those currently. So we have basically the digital team is constantly working on Star Realms, getting the new sets in, adding functionality. They're also working on Hero Realms apps, as we've mentioned previously. So and of course getting new stuff in the Epic app. So we've got the digital team is busy all the time, and they're working on those legendary commanders. I don't know. I don't know when the ETA on.
I don't either. I know it's going to take a while.
Yeah, I would probably say like March-ish would be my guess, but that is just a guess.
I think this is a really good idea. Like, how the wizard, I always want to play the wizard because I want to get that cat card, and I get really mad in Hero Realms when someone stuns my cat, but I feel like they're killing my cat when I have to take them off the board. But I like the suggestion that we have a dog familiar.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. I'll have to talk to Darwin. Let's see, any more command decks on the horizon?
So we don't have any. We don't have any command decks in any new command decks in the coming in our planning schedule for this year. But certainly a possibility we'd have more down the road.
How do you know what items we wanted to add in Kapow Kickstarter? So we'll send out a pledge manager. So for all of our Kickstarters, after Kickstarter ends, it's usually a few months after Kickstarter ends. So a lot of Kickstarters send out the pledge manager immediately, but because a lot of people do want to buy our other products, we like to send it out later, closer to when we're fulfilling, so that you can select from all the products that we have available, and or if something's available in retail, you might want to get it in retail and not wait to get it with the Kickstarter. So it's usually a few months after the Kickstarter ends. We'll send out a pledge manager, and then whatever you backed on the Kickstarter, so say you put in $99, so you backed at the 89. What's the tier now? Anyways.
There was
89.
Yeah, 89.
So you put in $100 and you had the team up tier. When you go into the pledge manager, it'll show that you selected the team up tier, and then you'd have a credit of $11 if I'm doing my math right. So then you could apply that. You could go in and purchase a character pack or promo card pack. So basically it's like a little e-commerce store. You can go in and a lot of people ask us, you can add additional tiers. So you could be like, I want to buy another team up tier for my friend who missed the Kickstarter, and we'll combine for shipping. You can buy any of our Kickstarter exclusive packs from our previous Kickstarters. So the Kickstarter exclusive packs from the pack, so say you just discovered Hero Realms and, oh, wow, I see these people posting about these awesome cards, but they're not in the packs I bought. That's because they backed the Kickstarter and got the Kickstarter exclusive pack. They're very hard to find. Normally you can buy them on eBay, and there's a couple of sites that sell them, that have a business model where they sell them, but even those are sold out, and they were selling them for twice the price. So, if you're interested in one of our games, that's the Kickstarter is a great time to get those Kickstarter exclusive packs. So that's when we give you that opportunity if you want to get the back versions. We also have some of our catalog in there. Usually we have all the products. So if it's, well, Kapow's a new game, but say it was a Hero Realms Kickstarter, we'd have every single Hero Realms product available if you want to add it on. But we don't always have every single product in there. We also put products in that are difficult to get in other regions. So for example, the sleeves and the boxes have been hard to get. And so we'll include those in our pledge managers, because a lot of people can't buy them locally in their shops. And we're open to feedback. So if you're like, I can't believe, this item isn't in here, and we get, multiple requests for an item, we can add something into the pledge manager. We just don't want to overload people with, 100 different choices.
Yeah. So in a Kickstarter, the all the sets for the game the Kickstarter is about. So if it's a Hero Realms Kickstarter, all the Hero Realms sets would be in there, and then Kickstarter exclusives from all our other games and hard to find items from all our other games is basically what we try and put in the pledge manager. And so you'll be able to just go through on the pledge manager and just click on the things you want. Yeah. And you can add additional money if you need to get them, or if you've already pledged extra, that's great. And you'll just have that credit in there and you can spend it on whatever you want.
Yeah. 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 And the shipping will be in there also. And same thing, that you can use anything that you put in will be there available to spend on shipping costs as well. All right. I think.
Awesome.
I didn't even do my any final questions comment though.
Well, that's all right. Next week.
Been a long. Yeah. Okay, great. So this was good. We had a lot of questions.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you, everybody.
It's really great. So we're happy to answer. And obviously, if people need to drop off while we're going through these detailed questions at the end, you totally can. We appreciate you coming. But I want to encourage people, if you have any questions, we created this to be here for you to answer any questions that you have. So thank you. And
thanks, everybody.
Yeah, we're very excited about our new puppy. And thanks for coming.